Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to my review of A Monster Calls. This movie stars, of course, Sigourney Weaver, Liam Neeson, Felicity Jones, and a young Louis McDougall. Basically, this story takes place in England, and it's basically the story about a young guy, a young teenager named Connor. Uh, his life is basically turned upside down once his mother is diagnosed. I think she has cancer, and of course, she's dying, and of course that he has to deal with that. And on top of that, he's having nightmares. Okay, and of course, on top of that, he's getting bullied at school. Okay, he has to deal with that, and also he has to deal with his grandmother, played by Sigourney Weaver, who he doesn't really like. Who from his perspective, is cold and unfeeling. And of course, his father lives in America and sporadically visits. So he has all this to deal with. So his one escape is his art. He likes to draw, and he's very good. And he escapes through that. And of course, then on top of all this, he gets visited by a monster, CGI version voiced by Liam Neeson. Okay, and this monster informs him, listen, he tells young Connor, you're going to be visited. I'm going to visit you and tell you three tales, and in the fourth tale, you're going to tell me, and it better be true. Okay, and on top of he has to deal with all of this, his mother being sick and dying, dealing with the bully at school, having nightmares, and so basically his world is basically upended. And this movie is based on the book, and I have to say this movie is raw and emotional, and I'm not afraid to say it, this movie had me bawling. It's that good. It just really hit me in all the feels, and it's mostly because of the performance by young Louis McDougall. He is absolutely amazing, and he gives one of the uh, best teenage actors performances I've seen in quite a while, and he really makes the movie because he basically kind of has to carry the movie because it's basically his story, and with his mother dying and the bullying in school and dealing with the monster and and everything else, he basically has to carry the movie, and he just gives such a great performance in this. He just really hit me in all the feels, and like I said, I'm not afraid to say that the movie had me balling. He had me balling in there. It's just really raw and emotional, and all the stuff that he has to deal with. And there's lessons in there to be learned, and there's a great raw and emotional scene between the CGI Liam Neeson monster character and young Louis McDougall that will literally break your heart. It just really, just raw and so emotional and powerful. It just really, literally had me bawling. And like I said, this movie is just and the CGI monster, the CGI effects actually were actually pretty good in this. The CGI monster voiced by Liam Neeson was actually pretty decent, and it had good CGI, and of course, the nightmare sequences as well were very well done. But this movie is basically an emotional journey for young Connor, the character Connor, just really raw. And I love, without spoiling it, the ending. The ending, when you see the ending, you'll perfectly understand what I'm talking about. It just really kind of ties things together, and this movie is quite the revelation to me. Exactly, like I said, I saw the trailer one time, and I was intrigued about the movie, but then I kind of forgot about it, and then I don't think it lasts too long in the theaters in the States, but it just really was raw and emotional. And I know this is based on a book, and it really is so emotional. It made me want to actually now get the book and read the book because that's how good the movie was, and it's just so powerful and raw and emotional. Like I said, it had me tearing up. Exactly. I'm not afraid to say that. It had me crying. So I'm going to give Monster Calls. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It just really hit me in all the feels, hit all the right emotional beats. I don't think this movie was manipulating anybody to have. Yeah, of course it was because it's a sad story. The guy's, you know, his mother is literally sick and dying. So that's not really a spoiler because you see it in the trailers. And of course, all the stuff that he has to deal with, the character Connor has to deal with, it's just and it's just so much that he has to deal with. And this kid gives such a great performance. This Louis McDougall, I haven't seen him in anything else, I don't think, but he just gives a great, raw, honest performance, and he really steals the movie for me. And Felicity Jones was good. She's usually good as herself. She, all her scenes with her young son and stuff. I think she was quite excellent. And of course, Sigourney Weaver doesn't play, her character is sort of not likable, especially from Leon's young, not Liam, excuse me, young Connor's perspective. But I think Sigourney Weaver is decent as well, and of course Liam Neeson, doing the voice work. I think he was really good as well. Okay, and there's another spot where Liam Neeson's in this movie. I think there's another spot, and I wonder if people can tell, if people have seen the movie, where where you see him again in the movie, not as a CGI monster, but you see him actually as Liam Neeson, and I caught it when I went back and rewound it, and I caught it. There's a spot where Liam Neeson is in this movie. Okay, and I'll let people guess where that is. Anyway, again, a 9 out of 10. I can't recommend this movie enough. Again, this movie, if you want to be balling, this movie will go ahead. You're gonna break out the tissues, because this movie was just excellent, and I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, let me know if you've seen Monster Calls. What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram, and also my other channel called Views and Opinions in the description box. Please check those out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.